Hi everyone, welcome to Business for Builders podcast. Welcome to you if you're in YouTube land. My name's Max. I'm the CEO of Smith & Sons Remodeling Experts here in Canada. And today, quick one about clients or prospective clients that try and screw us over. No, not really. What I want to talk about today is those in the negotiation process where you've got clients that either want to lowball the shit out of you or they want to negotiate. And this is a subject that I sort of hesitated to cover off, but, I felt I needed to have a crack at it because I think that depending on, where your business is at, and I'm obviously talking to general contractors that do business with homeowners mostly. Our preferred client profile are homeowners, those that are between the ages of 50 and 70. We don't do work for other businesses. Usually very tiny percentage, and usually it's because we know somebody that's close to us and we want to help them out. But commercially, we don't normally go looking for that. It's not part of our SEO. It's not part of our AdWords program. Matter of fact, I think there are even some negative AdWords, perhaps revolving around words like businesses or realtors. No offense. And so really, we don't. The biggest thing that we come up against, I think, is more about, oh, Max, I didn't realize it was going to be that much. In the estimation process, in the estimate, the initial, what's the budget going to be? And so I think a lot of the time, first thing that's a real struggle for a lot of GCs is they struggle with getting to talking about the money. And so, look, it's a natural go-to for our guys. And not that we say that they've got to talk about the money first, but we have to at least address what the possibilities or the potential cost for something like, this project is going to be. Because guys and gals, you've got so much to do and everyone's nodding their heads. It's like, I don't need any practice doing estimates. I already know, how to do stuff. And you're going to get people that will walk into your life, knock on your door and say, I need a quote. And then they'll lead you around by the nose and then you'll go crazy and you don't know what to do with them. And so, I would expect that. And look, it all comes down to technique. And so, I think with how I do sales, I love to go there first because I'm just a no bullshit operator. I just want to talk to you about, you've called me up, you've got me out here, you want to chat about your project. I want to chat about, some of the things that are important to me, and that is to make sure that you have a realistic expectation of what this addition or what this basement remodel or what these bathrooms are going to cost you. And so, we think about tickling their ears up front and try to be buddies with them. And I don't necessarily think that building rapport is about being buddies with your clients. I think you can build rapport by being fairly firm. And I talk a little bit about firmness with courtesy. And so when I'm out there chatting with clients, I want to be able to establish some parameters, because then when I do that, let's say if I'm talking to you and you're saying to me, Max, I need the ensuite done and I need the bathroom done. And I might say to you, hey, Bill, I can give you a rough estimate. This is what I've experienced. This is what I know from my historical data. I know that bathroom is going to cost you 20 and that ensuite is going to cost you about 30. How do you feel about this project costing you between 45 and 60 grand? And, I think if you've been listening to this podcast a little bit, you'll know that I've, mentioned this, the way we go about establishing the estimate, not because I'm trying to freak the client out. It's because I'm really trying to decipher or to discern between who are the players and who are the pretenders. You will get time wasters, tire kickers, wood ducks, and clients that don't, necessarily give a rat's ass about you and your time, just want to know the details. And I'm sure you've busted your ass and put together quotes that have taken you hours and hours and hours, and you've sent them off to clients, and they come back to you with a one-line email saying, oh, no, thanks, it was more than we thought, we're not going to go ahead with it. Now, so that's really the onus is on you, the builder, to be able to establish who are the players and who are the pretenders. And then, of course, the next step is we go to a quantity takeoff service, which means we're going to offer our services with all of our contacts and all of our network, and we're going to come up with a fixed price. If you don't know how to do that, you're in trouble. If you don't do fixed price and you do cost plus, this is not going to work for you anyway. So you can see how there is quite a, it's quite an intricate program. There's a lot of science and psychology in what we do. But let's say you've done all of that and you present this bid for these 2 bathrooms, and you told them it was going to be between 45 and 60, and you say, look, we're at, 58,000 plus tax, whatever the relative tax rate is in your area. And all of a sudden they go, and I've had this, I've had one of my guys tell me that some dude asked for a senior's discount. And, I respect that. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not against that. So what I'm always on the lookout for is the intent. Is this guy just going to lowball me just because he wants to play games? Or is it a legitimate case whereby I can apply some grace and maybe just, it's your business. You can do whatever you like. It's your profit. It's your cash flow. But I'm talking about people that really, I think, is almost an unnecessary. They're just trying it on. I'm sure you've all done it. You've gone in to buy a motor car. They've said it's going to be X, Y, Z, and you've gone back and said you've got only 30% and you've played the game. But look, if someone's come to me and said, well, Max, I want you to knock off 10 grand on this 60 grand job, that would say to me that I haven't done a good enough job developing or demonstrating the value. And so, I think for us builders, a lot of the work goes in up front. And especially what we do. And if you're in cost plus, you may not have to do this as much because you've just got to get a basic estimate together and then, a couple of page document and you're off to the races, and away you go with your cost plus setup, plus your management fee percentage. But, if someone comes to me and wants to try and lowball me and wants to, ask discounts, I automatically think I've missed it somewhere. I've not demonstrated the value. Or alternatively, as a builder, I've not talked to them up front. See, it's almost like I would never get asked, Max, can you give me a discount? Or Max, can you can you reduce the price? And the simple fact is, because I've done all of the work up front, so it's almost like it's a moot point. It's not something that I ever have to talk about. But any of my guys that come to me and say, I would have got that job, but the guy wanted me to drop 10 grand. Straight away, immediately in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so you haven't demonstrated the value. You haven't really been able to find out what was important to the clients and made it important to you, the builder, and then explain how it is that you're going to bring the value to that client. And, this is why we work hard at Smith & Sons. This is why we talk a lot about client peace of mind and satisfaction and security. Those things are, they're emotional drives. Nobody wants to go to bed at night wondering what this project's going to cost. I've got clients that rang me only last month saying, I need Smith & Sons guys to come back and talk to me about the next, part B or stage 2 of my project, because you guys quoted 300,000 and this other guy said it was going to be 220, and now he's busted it through the $300,000 mark, and he's still only got, he's still got 20% of the project to go. So this is why, in some situations we can't win. But this is the thing. We put the budget out. Let's talk about that job, around 300,000. There's estimates in the system that said it's going to cost you between 280 and 320. And it's ironic that she comes back and says they're 300,000 in and they've still got 20% of the project to go. So it's looking like she's going to spend over and above the 320, 330 that we were talking to her about. And yet even us, even as hard as we work to demonstrate the value, some clients are just all price orientated. And, I think we've got to resign to the fact that you can't sell to the unsellable when you've got clients that are just price orientated and you've done everything you can do to demonstrate the value, and talking about, the things that might actually be important to clients, like going to bed and knowing what it's going to cost, what they're going to get, and how long it's going to take. Those sorts of things is what we focus on. And if someone can't see that and they're all price orientated, it really isn't, it's not something that I can change their minds in very quickly. It's through experience where people come to us and, we talk about what we do, and immediately they identify and they go, yeah, that's important to me, that's important, and that's important. You tick all the boxes. Where do I sign? And, I've mentioned often that, our guys feel like in some cases they're order takers. People have already decided that they want the experience that Smith & Sons has to offer. And it's such a massive advantage. And, the guys in the business, it's so rewarding for me, because I'm the guy that's talked to them about, joining this franchise group in construction in Canada, which is unheard of. It's very unorthodox. But, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years down the track, And these guys are more pumped about their business development than they've ever been. And it makes me feel good because they're still experiencing the value. They feel like there's so much more business development to go on. And so, I think if you're getting, lowball offers from clients, and, have you ever had this? Oh, no, sorry, fella, we've decided to go with another builder or another general contractor. That's sort of a nice way of saying, well, we didn't like dealing with you. You were too expensive. And this guy, he's given me the price that tickled my ears. I think that there's a lot of distractions within the quoting process. Homeowners will think that it's great to get 4 or 5 quotes from general contractors. The challenge is they will get that much information, they're not going to be able to comprehend and process. And I think, that really a lowball offer from a client or a request for a discount is really just a fairly rookie move. They don't know. See, they think it's all about price. Like my lady with the $300,000 job, she was just looking at price. What she's now learned is that there is a value that's associated with the services of a general contractor. And it's amazing that in the construction world, especially in renovations, you can have such a massive difference between what one builder says is the price for this reno and then what another builder says is the price. And it really comes down to my background versus your background as another general contractor, and then maybe a third. And the client can end up terribly confused. And it's no wonder, because my ability to estimate and the next guy, who knows where he got his training and where he got his experience from. So instead of having sort of a cluster of prices, the price variation could be substantial. And so, I think that if you're getting hit up all the time for discounts, I would even possibly say that the clients have smelt blood in the water. They have realized that you are desperate for a job, and the client maybe has got some background in, psychology and science and even sales, and they can smell it. I know I can. I mean, I've done a few deals at car yards and things like that, and I can tell when a salesperson is desperate to make a deal. And it's tangible. I can feel it. And then all of a sudden I feel that I have the leverage. And so something's happened in your process, in your sales process, to give the client the chops and the feeling that they can then push back on you and say, actually, I think I can close this deal for 10% less, or whatever the case may be. And so, if you're having that happen to you on a regular basis, and your interaction with prospective clients is not a very happy one, and your close process, and I talk a lot about sales process, and one of my big hitters at the moment, he came to me initially and seemed to have really good ability to get the phone to ring, and he had lots of quotes out there, and he was doing a lot interacting with clients. And then when I looked at his list, I'm like, hey dude, why haven't you closed this one? He had this list of outstanding quotes. And he's like, well, they're out there, and it sort of makes me feel good, the fact that I've got some possibilities out there. And what that said to me, not that it was a bad thing, but what it said to me was that he was afraid to go and close the deals. And when I say close the deals, I'm not talking about going to contract. I'm talking about knocking them off the fence, knock them left or knock them right, because it's going to give you a false sense of security if you think that represents any kind of work, because it doesn't. You've got to figure out who are the players, who are the pretenders, who are the people who are going to sign, and who are the people that are just basically wasting your mental space. Because I'm telling you, if they haven't got back to you, they've checked out. It's taken up mental space in your head, however, and you're the one who thinks there's potential there, when if you were to be honest with yourself, it's not there. So, I think there's something. What you want to do is keep a clean set of heels. You do not want to get bogged down. You want to keep moving. But, that would then straight away, it brings me back around to the whole lead generation top of funnel. If you're only getting 2 or 3 leads a month, with a forecast value of maybe a couple of $100,000, you're not really doing enough to give you, because you're only going to close maybe 20%, 30% of those leads. You're going to close 1 deal a month. And maybe that's all right for you. But if you want to develop a business and you want to go from being a self-employed person to a business owner where you have money, make money, then you're never going to make it. You're never going to make it at that rate. So there's a lot of shifting that goes on. Of course, I just met with a guy today about a franchise, here in Vernon, and he just says it's such a relief to know that the branding and the marketing and the lead generation is already taken care of. And he literally just has to jump in the driver's seat and drive this Ferrari, business model that is Smith & Sons. So, guys and gals, if you're getting low balls and you're getting asked for discounts, it's really, they're the symptoms of a deeper problem. And that is that A, you're not getting enough leads, and B, you're probably not qualifying hard enough, or C, you just haven't defined who your target market is, or your client avatar, or your preferred client profile. So, I hope that helps. Be sure to like and subscribe. Drop a comment below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Feel free to email me. I'd love to hear from business guys and gals that are, got some questions about business development, business systemization, borderline even. I might be able to give you some advice on marketing and things like that. Feel free to hit me up on email, max@businessforbuilders.ca, or you can text me on 250-241-8866 if you're that way inclined. But I appreciate you spending some time with me. Have a great day. Go build a kick-ass business, and I'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.